Ladies and gentlemen, we are so back. Back in poverty, that is. Arknights CN just released a new 6-star Ritualist supporter, who is none other than Phantom Altar, and is now called Tragodia. And he is absolutely amazing. They really don't give us time to breathe after a limited banner. Anyways, he is so far amazing for me, but let's see if it's the same for you. So here's what he can do. Alright, I'm sure most already know what a Ritualist specializes. They are a great unit to inflict elemental injury. Usually the foundation of every strategy that focuses on dealing element damage. And the type of elemental injury that Tragodia inflict is nervous impairment. The newest type of element injury. And if it's your first time hearing it, make sure to check out this video. So, this is his talent. As you might have probably seen in my previous video, Tragodia will inflict nervous impairment to his main target, and to all nearby enemies, but at a lower percentage. And that second effect basically gives him a way to handle crowds. For second talent, when he's on the field, all enemies under nervous impairment burst will get their attack speed reduced. And if we consider the nature of paralysis, which is obtained from nervous impairment, it's a really fitting debuff. And there's also a second effect, which makes every enemy in his range to receive nervous impairment whenever they do their normal attacks. Which works wonders against a fast hitting target. Now let's see what his skill can do. In skill 1, it makes his next attack to deal critical damage twice, and also bind the target. It also comes with an effect that makes the bound enemy to receive more nervous impairment. It's a decent AFK skill that do multiple things at the same time. And I think it should be pretty easy for him to constantly inflict nervous impairment burst and disturb the target, either by bind or paralysis. But so far I don't see much point on why you should use his first skill after others are unlocked. Then, his skill 2, which is arguably his best skill in most situations. This is an infinite duration skill. And for an infinite duration skill, it has a dirt cheap SP cost. When active, Tragodia will get a permanent attack speed buff, and the splash area of his talent 1 is increased. Which is not exactly much, but here's where the fun begins. After the skill is active, he can now use a summon. A black cat that can be placed on the ground tile. With the power of a cat distribution system, the cat will lure some enemies to its position, prioritizing elite and bosses. Then the second that target reaches it, the cat will disappear and inflict slow arts damage and nervous impairment. This is a strong damage and crowd control ability. First there's the fact that you can use it almost anywhere on the map. Then you get 6 seconds slow that can be very useful to stall enemies. The arts damage is nice, and it should make enough nerve damage to make normal and elites to enter the burst state. Which leaves them with paralysis, preventing them from dealing 3 normal attacks. But the most interesting one is no doubt this luring ability. Not only does it have a strong stalling potential, but you can also do things like gathering a bunch of enemies together and moving enemies, especially ranged enemies, from attacking your operators. It also has the potential to lure enemies straight to their death by using some terrains. Though from what I tested, it looks like enemies won't willingly walk to a hole. And lastly, with around 20 seconds redeployment time, you can use the cat quite often. Then we have his skill 3. His range will expand to something like Virtuosa skill 3. He will get attack bonus. Enemy who got hit by his nervous impairment will keep receiving it until they enter the burst state, which helps a lot when dealing with crowds. This skill will also make enemies recover faster from nervous impairment burst, which is actually more of a good thing, because unlike necrosis dot and burn resistance reduction, nervous impairment doesn't have other things to offer when enemies are under the burst effect, except for the potential to deal element damage with some operators. Recovering faster also means Tragodia can spam nervous impairment and potentially refilling that paralysis before the enemies used all of the stacks on them. In other words, preventing them from doing their normal attacks. If that's not enough, Tragodia will also automatically summon what is currently called Madness Cage to the enemy who triggers nervous impairment burst. This thing acts as a blocker, and the enemy will have to destroy it before they can move. Overall, it's an amazing skill. It provides good damage from both his arts attack and element damage from the nervous impairment. But most importantly, its crowd control potential to really disturb enemy from attacking your operators. So ladies and gentlemen, that is Tragodia. What do you think? All in all, I think he is a great operator to be considered to get and build. And no doubt he is a core operator if you ever planning to make a nervous impairment team. But talking about team, when compared to other element injury, it's obvious that nervous impairment still don't have many operators who specializes in it. Notably when it comes to dealing damage, nervous impairment still don't have their 6-star primal caster yet. But well, it's clearly just a matter of time. And nervous impairment is more into crowd control to begin with. Anyways, I personally think Tragodia is amazing, and you should definitely consider to get him. Just pray that the limited banner before him doesn't drain your resources. That should be all. Adios.